Ciao a tutti, sono Omar Pedrini. Oggi in versione di inviato speciale intervisterò i Royal Blood, una band che amo molto, che Dio ce la mandi buona. Quindi un caro saluto a tutti gli amici della Warner Squad. Rock and roll. Okay, I'm here with the Royal Blood. Thank you to be here.
Thank you.
Okay, Mike and Ben. I want to say to you, I hear your great album, your first great album, homonymous Royal Blood, is released across 2013-2014, and now you released the new album. How did we get so dark? Why this name of the album, this title?
I think it was one of our favourite songs from the album.
The first open the album.
Yeah, and we felt like that lyric kind of was a kind of a way of summarising everything, but also as well, like, I think it just sounded like a cool album title as well.
Yeah.
And we'd never had to name an album before.
Yes.
And there was something about it being a question that we thought was quite funny, because we knew people would ask us
Okay.
how we got so dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, like, lyrically as well, the album perhaps is a little darker than the first one as well. So.
Something changed in the lyrics of the album.
Yeah.
From the first.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's about the production of the album?
Yeah, I guess
Who produced the album?
So we co-produced it with a guy called Julian Thomas.
Okay.
And then there's also 2 tracks from the record, which were produced by Tom Dalgety, who was the producer from the first album.
From the first album.
And yeah, I guess it was great having input from two sides, and I think this time round we had a bit more of a vision for how the whole record was going to sound. Our first album was almost patched together. It was just like a bunch of demos together, I guess.
Okay.
Recorded over like a whole year. Whereas this one we wanted to have a bit more of a sonic flow and a theme. So yeah, this time round production was something we really wanted to refine. And also just try and make it sonically superior to anything we'd done before.
So I'm hearing the album. I heard a monolithic sound in this album, a little bit of American sound from the blues, from somewhere from the grunge, but now it's a typical Royal Blood sound. It's correct for you?
I think through writing and making the album, we realised that we'd started to form our own sound, and something that other people would begin to replicate now. And that's something that we've always wanted to achieve. I guess every band wants to achieve, is to have a kind of signature sound. But yeah, I think the whole thing with this album was about preserving that, but without keeping it the same. I think we still wanted to, move forward and evolve what was good about us in the first place, but not reinvent.
And you play all instrument, drumming and bass and guitar, or there are other musicians all over the album?
It's all us.
Well, it's all me, isn't it?
It's all you, really. Yeah.
I did everything. Mike's just here for the interviews, really.
Yeah, I'm sort of Ben's spokesperson.
I saw you sing during the Royal Blood covering.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got pretty good at singing. Michael actually gave me lessons. But
Really?
yeah, but that was just a bit of fun, really. And Mike actually did play on the album. I forgot. Yeah, you did most of it actually, didn't you? Apart
Majority
from
of it, yeah. Except
drum. I did the drums, yeah.
Yes, and you think you play and record more covers?
I hope so. Yeah.
It's a joke or it's a serious way?
It's mainly serious.
Ah, okay.
but sometimes it's a joke. I'm not really sure yet.
Yes, I'm playing piano.
Yeah, I'm taking it seriously.
Robin Williams
I don't know about you.
songs.
Yeah. A good joke, you don't know if it's a joke or not, I think.
It's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are from Brighton.
Yeah.
It's impossible to me don't think about modes, rockers, quadrophenia. What of British music is live in Royal Blood now? Where can I find the British roots in the melody?
Oh,
I suppose.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess things like the Beatles and Zeppelin and Sabbath are probably like the most English things. But weirdly, like those bands were pinching from American music anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the whole like blues and rock and roll thing that America's kind of owned for so many years is something that we love, and yeah, as much as we understand that its origin, isn't necessarily from the UK, it's definitely been a massive part of English music and something that's affected our lives. So.
And you back to Brighton? What's about? Can you tell me something about Brighton music now?
The best thing about Brighton is that you can be whoever you want to be, and you can wear whatever you want to wear, and you can make whatever music you want to make, and there's no one really telling you can't do something. So there is a freedom, and yeah, there's a really great music scene in Brighton, and there's lots of really good music coming out of it, and good bands, and there's a good community of bands, I'd say.
You told me about Zeppelin. I've read the declaration of Jimmy Page about you. A great fan, a great friend.
Amazing, yeah. I mean,
what an emotion.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something I ever thought. I never thought Jimmy Page would ever hear our music, or.
He loves your music.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it's amazing. It's like it is amazing, and yeah, his music's been so influential over my style of playing, and yeah, it's kind of I'm struggling to find the right word here, but it's definitely meaningful to have someone yeah, who's influenced your music, kind of
Honouring.
Honor. It's just
yeah.
And I have read that you write these records touring during the opening act tour with Foo Fighters.
Some of it, yeah.
Can I know something about the process of your songwriting?
It kind of changes, but generally the ideas start off with something very simple, a very small idea. It might just be a groove, or it might just be a lyric.
A groove,
yeah, I think we always start with like a feel, and then wait for it to evolve. Really, I mean, we like to write lots of little ideas. They might just be sections or riffs or just a chorus or a melody and then I think when a few of those things come together and feel special, then it's like, okay, now we have a song here, and that's when the process begins really, and we start to make it flashy.
I heard the song "Where Are You Now," very powerful rock, and I read that you record in 2016, and now the new is a newer version.
Yeah.
In the new album.
I think
you're recording another time the song.
I think we felt like the song really had a home on the album, but we wanted it to fit in, and that meant it being a part of the same session. And I'm really happy we did re-record it, because I think we made a big kind of sonic improvement from the previous one. It's always a weird thing to do, to re-record a song. Sometimes you miss out on the special moments that perhaps you can't fake or recreate. But more times than not, for us, re-recording a song is a positive thing. A lot of the songs on the album were recorded 2 or 3 times.
It's more similar to the new
because
sound.
They just take on new things and evolve, and I think just there's something about listening back to a song and living with it for a bit, and suddenly you think, what if we did this? What if we did that?
I agree. I agree.
But there is a point where that has to stop, otherwise.
And it's a great song.
Thank you.
It's really a great song. So, in a couple of years, Royal Blood became a big band. Now you are one of the most important bands in the world. I like your music very much. How did you manage now your private life? What's changing now in your life?
I think just there's an immense luxury that we have, which is just to be able to do what we love for a living, And I think rock being not as in the limelight as it used to be, to be a rock musician and to make a life out of that is, I think we both acknowledge that that's a very rare and fortunate position to be in. I just think we just feel lucky, and in terms of our personal lives, when we go home and go back to our friends, it's the same as it was. It's just that most of our lives now are really occupied by music and by touring, which is what we've always dreamt about doing. So.
Okay. Can I ask you something about your drumming? Okay. You played during the opening act in a few years with Dave Grohl. I know that Matt from Arctic Monkeys is your fan. Yeah. He plays with your t-shirt on during the gigs. What are your influences about drumming?
I think all the drummers that you've just mentioned, Dave Grohl, I remember listening to, he was probably the first drummer that I really felt something from when I first heard Nirvana, which then led me on to drummers like John Bonham. And then Taylor Hawkins with the Foo Fighters. But I used to love Chad Smith and John Theodore. There's many rock drummers.
I agree. I hear many influences in your drumming, but a great drive, a groove.
Yeah.
In your drum.
I'm into bold drummers, people that
bold.
Bold drummers. People who go out there and just hit hard and have good groove and a good feel.
Yes. Ciao, sono Omar, questi sono i Royal Blood, una grandissima band, sono fiero di essere qui con loro e un caro saluto a tutta la Warner Squad.